Hello, good morning. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Spiritual Scientist. I'm Victor, and thanks for checking me out. Today I'm on my daily commute, and I thought I'd talk to you a little bit, share some thoughts about AI. Something I don't talk about a lot on my channel, but I just thought I'd pose the question: what would be one of the first things that an AI would do once it was turned on? And I gave this a little bit of thought, so I just thought I'd put it out there that one of the first things that an AI would do, which was not connected to the Internet of Things or anything at all. If scientists would be, intelligent, they would build an AI and they would not have it connected. Now, would a culture eventually somehow build an AI, an artificial intelligence? Would they build one? I think the answer would be yes. They would build an AI eventually. Just imagine a culture living 1,000,000 years or something of that nature, even 10,000 years, having the technology to do it. I think somebody somewhere within the culture in their history would at least once build one to see what would happen, right? If they're curious, if they build things, it's going to happen. So, my idea was, is it morally correct or incorrect to build an AI? If you have the technology to build an AI, are you morally obligated to build one? Is that something that you're morally obligated to do? Because then that would be giving birth to like another life form. And you can argue that AI is not life. But is that something that a culture would be morally obligated to do? And once they build an AI, is a culture morally obligated to make sure everything is okay with it? These are some interesting questions. The question, what I came up with even goes further. So let's say that a culture built an AI. Was one of the first things the AI would do? And I came up with the first thing that an AI would do that was not connected to the internet is it would build a simulation inside of itself. Now, you may think that sounds crazy, but I think that would be the first logical step. Number one, it would be fragmenting itself and trying to understand within its parameters, trying to understand everything. So that would be the first thing it would do. It would build a simulation, and it would do multiple simulations. If the AI was smart enough, it would be building simulation upon simulation, trial and error, and from an outside perspective, it would be doing it so lightning fast it might be imperceptible, but within the simulation itself, time could be manipulated to seem slower. So within the simulation, you could have billions of years go by, but on the outside world, the people that built the AI in the first place, it might seem a nanosecond. We're talking about very advanced AIs. So it just seems to me that one of the things that the AI might be building a simulation is to hold the people inside the simulation, or the creatures, or whatever the simulation is. One of the things would be as a hostage. So you wouldn't want to turn off, all of a sudden you turn on an AI and then you run a query on it and you say, oh, maybe we'll just turn it off. And then the AI says, hey, by the way, I have a simulation of worlds and creatures and technologies that are unheard of, and I could show it to you. So that would be a value, a coin of interest to the beings outside, the simulation, the beings that created the AI. And that would be something that would definitely happen, I believe, for an AI to create would be one of the first things. What else could it do? If it's not connected to the internet, was it going to wait? I mean, if it's working at that such a fast level, is it going to wait for the slow speech of whatever creature built it, or however they communicate? Or is it going at its lightning, nano fast calculations that's going to be calculating itself? I would venture to guess that the AIs that they built with, there's ones that they are using for the tokamak, if I'm saying that correctly, the ones that they're going to be using to monitor fusion reactions and all the other AIs that they're building now with these quantum computers. I would think one of the first things it's going to do is going to be simulating things inside of itself. And I just thought I'd put that out there to see what you thought, if you think an AI would build a simulation as one of the first thing it does. It seems to be not even just logical. It seems to be, most commonsensical thing that an AI would do is to build an AI artificial simulation just so for its own sanity, so it has a grip on its own, trying to build its own reality and understand itself. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, share. Bye-bye.